All right, thank you very much, Nicole. It is about 20 after 6 here on your Monday morning. First Monday of the month means free legal advice from attorney Dave Betras. You ready to go?
I'm ready to go with a great week. We had a great weekend.
It was beautiful. It's going to be beautiful today, too.
I know.
Well, beautiful day to answer some questions,
That's right.
We have no shortage of those. This one came from email. It says, I've been collecting disability through my work insurance for 9 months now. They say they overpaid me. It was an accounting error all these months, and they want them to pay them back. Does she have to pay them back?
Well, if you got something you weren't supposed to get, you probably do.
I'd like to keep it. If somebody gives me more money.
But I would check their math.
Okay.
So if someone overpays you, you had a policy and a contract where they were going to pay you, and they overpaid you, you probably have to pay that back.
All right.
But take a look at the policy.
This one's a two-parter from email. It says, my wife and I live in a neighborhood. There's a lot of kids around. They play in their backyard a lot, which is connected to everyone else's. They don't like the noise. Sometimes a ball hits their house. They've asked them to leave. Other than getting a fence, they want to know if there's anything they can do to keep them from playing in their yard. And the second part is, they say they have a wooden swing. If the kids get hurt playing on it, are they still liable since they never gave them permission and asked them not to play in their yard?
Well, you're allowed not to have children play in your yard. You could say no trespassing, and you could trespass the children. When you own private property, you could trespass someone. You could say, I don't want you on my property. Stay off my property. They could trespass those children. And if the children come back onto their property, they can call the police. And the police will probably, go to the parents and say, look, they don't want you in the backyard. They didn't say in that question whether they have children and their children are playing in the backyard. So I just assume that. But if they don't have children and people are playing in your backyard, no, you don't have to let people play on any of your property. You could trespass them.
And if somebody does get hurt, if they do play without, being invited or anything?
As long as you don't have, what in the law they call an attractive nuisance, you're good to go.
All right.
But a wooden swing's not an attractive nuisance.
It's nice for some of us, though.
Some of us.
All right, we do have a caller on the line. Caller, go ahead with your question for Attorney Betras. Caller, are you there?
Hello, caller.
Well,
we have another Facebook question.
Yeah, we have lots of questions. This one's from Facebook. If there's no custody order or agreement in writing, can I do whatever I think is best for my children?
I'm assuming they're unmarried from that question. And so the father has no inherent legal rights. He has to go to court to get those legal rights.
Okay.
If she's married, then it's just best. It doesn't sound like this relationship's working out too well. It's probably just best to go and get the court involved. But if you have custody of the children, they're your children, you're a woman, he has to go to court to get custody or to get visitation.
All right. Is our phone line working now, or yes? No? Okay, that's a no. That's okay.
All right.
We got another one from email. This person said they tripped and fell over the curb outside a local restaurant back in May. They were seriously injured when that happened. It led to surgery, hospital stay, rehabilitation in a nursing home. They've been out of work for 5 months. They asked how can they go about addressing a fall with the restaurant company for some type of compensation.
Boy, these slip and fall cases are really tough. So the law is you have to be aware of your surroundings. You have to sort of watch where you're walking. I'd have to know more of the circumstances of how they tripped over a curb. Certainly if you're walking in the neighborhood and you trip over someone's curb, that's not their fault. Now, they said this was a restaurant, so was the curb stopped somewhere it wasn't supposed to be? They were just walking and didn't see the curb? If it's open and obvious, we call in our office slip and fall. We usually call them slip and lose. There's some cases where we've recovered for slip and falls, but they're very tough personal injury cases.
So basically, you almost have to show negligence on the business's part?
Yeah, you have to show some kind of negligence, or, we've won where they've had an unnatural accumulation of ice and snow over a walkway, or they had a curb stop where it wasn't supposed to be and it wasn't clearly marked. But generally the law says you gotta, if it's open and obvious, like you're walking and you're just playing on your phone and you're not paying attention to what you're doing, you're not going to be recovered.
Just because you fall on somebody's property doesn't mean it's necessarily their fault. All right. Hey, he'll be answering questions in between segments as well. If you want to give us a call or give him a call, rather.
I'll be in the meteorologist room.
Exactly. And he'll be back with a second segment in just a bit. We'll be back on the show after the break.
Really nice shot.
Skyline shot this morning. Still dark here at 6:44. Turn Dave Betras back for round 2 of free legal advice. Ready to do this?
I'm ready.
All right. This one came from email. It says, my neighbor's dog has hopped the fence a few times this summer and into my yard. Said it hasn't been a problem yet, but their kids play in the yard. They're worried he could get violent. Can they force them to get a taller fence, or do you just have to wait until something bad happens?
I would call the dog warden and report that the dog has jumped the fence. Have the dog warden go over there. If that dog jumps the fence and hurts their children, they're strictly liable. I don't know what kind of a dog it is or not, but dog bites are very horrible. Dogs can be very destructive, except for Bandit. He's the best dog in the whole world.
He's a cute little pup.
He's not so little anymore.
Well, I believe it.
He's grown leaps and bounds.
They grow fast. This one came from Facebook. It says, how do you get help for an out-of-control 17-year-old when Children's Services or the police department won't do anything to help? Says she'll be 18 on December 26th, but she's destroying property inside the house. The 3 smaller children are afraid to sleep at night. Said she was in a program in Virginia, got kicked out of that. It only lasted 7 months and ran away. Daily, she's out on the streets. They're just looking for any sort of advice.
She can go down to juvenile court, actually file charges for an unruly child and get the juvenile court involved. But at 18, you would be legally allowed to say bye-bye.
Okay.
So I would, if I was this parent, call the juvenile court, say I have an unruly child, I want to file charges. Parents can do that and get the courts involved.
All right, there you go. This is a follow-up from a question we actually had in the first segment.
All right.
It was the one about the curb, tripping over the curb. It said that they said the curb was extremely high compared to the basic curb height, that they were aware of their surroundings. They weren't on the phone or anything. As they tried to step over the curb, they didn't clear it because it was higher than normal. Is there anywhere that they can attempt to at least look into this?
So you can give our office a call. The question would be, had you been to this place before? I mean, when you say a curb is high, so when you're looking where you're walking and you know, do you just assume the curb is a certain height? I'd have to know, did they have any frailties? Was there another way to get in? Had they been there before? They said that they saw the curb and appeared to be higher. Well, if they saw it, it's open and obvious, but certainly give our office a call and we'll take a look at it for you.
All right. This one came from email. It says, my sister, who's disabled, and my mom, who's 79 years old, have been living in a house for 20 years, never missed rent, always paid it on time, kept the home in very nice condition, had problems with the landlord, though, who took over for the dad, and had nothing but problems with them. They said that they've gone without hot water for 2 months. It has been fixed at this point, and now for the second time in 2 years, there's no heat in the house. The landlord keeps saying they're going to fix it. So far, they've been kind of dragging their feet.
So they can escrow their rent money. You can go to a court and say the landlord is not fixing this problem. You can escrow your rent money into the court. Court won't release the rent money until that is fixed.
Okay.
But if they've had problems with the water and now the heat, I know they lived there 20 years and some people love to stay where they are, but sometimes in life you have to move on. And you have to move. So I would try to find another apartment.
What would you say to everybody downtown right now? There's a bunch of buildings affected by the lack of the steam plant producing steam and no hot water for a lot of buildings downtown.
That's a problem, and that's why we have a mayor, and that's why we have a council people, because that plant does heat up a lot of things in downtown, and that's a problem, and they need to get that solved. That's a macro problem, not a micro problem. So that's affecting a lot of people. The office holders, county commissioners, all those people should get involved in solving that problem for downtown. We don't need any more problems in downtown Youngstown. I actually got lost in downtown. You know, they're doing all that road construction.
Oh, yeah.
And I turn here, and I go, how did I get lost? I've been coming down to town for 40 years. How did I get lost in downtown Youngstown? I'm on a street. I go, how did I get on this street? Road closed, turn here.
They took away my route home for at least a little while, so we're all dealing with it. Dave, great to see you.
Good seeing you. I hope everyone gives an outstanding week.
Absolutely. We're getting there, and look at the beauty shot. We are well taken care of. Somebody took a bite already. Wonder who that was.
Well, I took a little. It wasn't a bite. I used the knife.
I know. I'm just busting.